You think you know what you're looking for in a relationship. You've convinced yourself that the people you're drawn to, the people you keep finding yourself in these intense emotional connections with, are what you truly desire. But here's the thing, you're not actually seeking love. No, what you're really seeking is healing. You're not drawn to them because they complete you. You're drawn to them because they reflect back the parts of you that are still broken, the pieces of your soul that are fractured, unhealed, and longing for validation. And this is the cycle you've been trapped in for far too long. You might tell yourself that you crave connection, intimacy, love, but deep down, what you're really craving is resolution to the pain that still lingers inside you. You're not falling for the people you meet out of pure love. You're falling for them because they mirror your wounds. They echo the hurt you've never addressed. They are playing roles in your life that are designed to keep you tethered to your past pain, to your unhealed fears. It's not love, it's the pull of unhealed wounds. And until you recognize this, until you face these wounds head on, you'll continue to be drawn to the same toxic relationships, the same destructive patterns, the same emotional roller coasters, the same pain, over and over and over again. But what if you could break free? What if you could stop being led by your pain and start being led by your truth? What if you could finally see the people you're drawn to for who they truly are, and more importantly, see yourself for who you truly are? Healing starts when you stop seeking validation from the outside and turn inward. Here's the truth. The people you're drawn to are not accidental. They're not random. You attract them because they reflect a version of yourself that you've yet to confront, a version of yourself that you've buried deep because it's too painful to face. But it's time to face it. Let's talk about the 5 types of people you keep finding yourself drawn to, not because they're right for you, but because your wounds are steering the ship. E, the narcissist, the one who reflects your fear of being invisible. You find yourself drawn to them because they're captivating, they're charming, magnetic, and their attention feels like a drug you can't stop craving. They make you feel important, seen, validated for a while. And when that charm fades, when their affection becomes conditional, you're left grasping for scraps, desperate for their attention. But here's the truth. You're not in love with them. You're in love with the validation they give you. What you're really craving is recognition, to be seen, to be valued, to be noticed. The narcissist offers you this, but at a high price. Their love is transactional, conditional, and as soon as they have your attention, it shifts. They pull away, leaving you scrambling to earn their affection again, only to repeat the cycle. But the reason you are drawn to them is not just because of their charm, but because they reflect your deepest fear, the fear of being invisible. You spent so much of your life feeling overlooked, dismissed, as though you don't matter, that being in the presence of someone who sees you feels intoxicating. But it's an illusion. The narcissist doesn't truly see you. They only see what you can offer them: attention, admiration, and validation. And until you recognize that your worth is not dependent on someone else's validation, you will keep finding yourself in the cycle of narcissistic relationships, chasing a love that is shallow and fleeting, never realizing that you are already enough, with or without their attention. 2, the victim, the one who reflects your fear of not being needed. You're drawn to them because you feel needed. They're the person who always seems to need saving, someone who is always in crisis, always in pain. You take on the role of the caretaker, the savior. Their problems become your purpose, and in helping them, you finally feel significant. But here's the dark truth. You're not in love with them. You're in love with the idea of being needed. You are craving the validation that comes from feeling like you're indispensable, like you're the one who can fix what's broken in someone else. And in doing so, you convince yourself that if you save them, they will be forever grateful, forever bound to you. But this is not love. This is your fear of not being needed, of being insignificant. So you sacrifice yourself, your needs, your happiness, in the hope that by fixing their problems, you will finally matter. But the reality is that this is a power dynamic, not a partnership. And the more you try to rescue them, the more you lose yourself. You cannot heal someone else if you haven't healed yourself. You cannot fill the emptiness of your own soul by constantly putting out the fires of others. Until you recognize that your worth is not tied to being needed, you will continue to attract relationships where you give everything and receive nothing in return. 3. The abuser, the one who reflects your fear of self-worth. This is the person who emotionally or physically abuses you, whether subtly or overtly. You find yourself in an endless cycle of love and hate, attraction and rejection, pain and pleasure. They hurt you, yet you stay. You make excuses for their behavior, convince yourself that it's your fault, or tell yourself they will change. But deep down, you know the truth, they never will. Why do you stay? Because they reflect your deepest fear, the fear of your own worthlessness. You think you deserve their abuse because somewhere deep inside, you believe you don't deserve love. You've convinced yourself that love must come with sacrifice, with pain, with struggle. So when they hurt you, it affirms the belief you've held for so long that you are not worthy of unconditional, peaceful love. But the truth is, no one deserves to be treated like this. Until you heal the wounds of your own self-worth, the wounds that tell you that you are only worthy of love if you tolerate abuse, if you accept mistreatment, you will keep finding yourself in these relationships. You will keep allowing others to treat you with disrespect, because you haven't yet recognized that you deserve more than this. You deserve respect. You deserve kindness. You deserve love. 4. The distractor, the one who reflects your fear of facing yourself. They're always busy. They're always involved in something new. They're constantly on the move, rarely still, rarely present. They avoid commitment, intimacy, and deep connection. And somehow you find yourself endlessly chasing after them, craving their attention, trying to make them see you, to make them care. They keep you at arm's length, and yet you keep running back for more. But here's the truth. You're not in love with them. You're in love with the distraction they provide. They keep you from facing yourself, from confronting your own pain, your own fears. You are drawn to them because they keep you busy. You're running away from the silence. You're running away from the parts of yourself that make you uncomfortable, the parts of you that need healing, the parts of you that you fear the most. But here's the key. The longer you avoid facing yourself, the longer you stay stuck. You're not drawn to them because of who they are. You're drawn to them because they allow you to avoid looking in the mirror. They allow you to continue pretending that everything is okay, that you're fine, when deep down you're terrified of what you might uncover if you take a closer look at your own soul. Healing starts when you stop running. It starts when you stop using others as distractions and begin to face the painful truth that is within you. And only then will you finally break the cycle of avoidance and find the peace you've been seeking. Woo the Savior, the one who reflects your fear of losing control. You are drawn to them because they seem perfect. They are everything you've ever wanted: strong, caring, protective, understanding. They appear to offer you everything you need, everything you've ever craved in a partner. But the deeper you get into the relationship, the more you realize that their perfection is too much to live up to. You feel overwhelmed by their expectations, their standards. They become the center of your universe, and you find yourself unable to live without them. But the reality is that you're not in love with them. You are in love with the idea of control. They give you the illusion of safety, of certainty, of predictability. But what you're really craving is the control over your own vulnerability, the power to not be abandoned, the belief that you are always going to be enough. In truth, their perfection makes you feel unworthy. And the deeper you go, the more you realize that what you are really chasing is not love, but the belief that you are in control, that their perfection means you won't be left behind. But true love is not about control. It is not about being the perfect partner. It is about being real. It's about showing up as you are and being loved for that. And you can't experience true love until you stop hiding behind the illusion of control. These 5 types of people, these relationships, are not accidental. They are drawn to you because of your unhealed wounds. You are not seeking love. You are seeking healing. But here's the thing. You can't heal what you don't confront. If you want to stop repeating the same destructive patterns, if you want to break free from the emotional loops that keep you trapped, you have to face the truth. You have to stop running from your pain, stop blaming others for your suffering, and start healing from the inside out. The only person who can heal you is you. You are the key. And when you choose to heal, when you choose to embrace the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding, you will break free from these loops. You will stop being drawn to people who mirror your wounds and start attracting the love that is rooted in truth, in respect, and in the knowing that you are enough. It's time to stop looking outside of yourself for healing. It's time to look within. Your healing starts now. The truth is, you've spent far too long living in reaction, reacting to the pain that others cause you, reacting to the wounds you've yet to address, reacting to the echoes of your past that continue to ripple through your present. But the moment you stop reacting and start creating, that's when your life begins to change. That's when you stop being at the mercy of these emotional loops. You've been living in a space of reaction because you've been living with unhealed wounds. When you're wounded, the world becomes a mirror, a reflection of your pain. You attract people who trigger those wounds, who reflect back your fears, your insecurities, your doubts. And every time you get caught in these cycles, you tell yourself that it's their fault, that they're the ones who hurt you, that they're the ones who are to blame. But the truth is, you are the creator of your own reality. The people who show up in your life are not there by accident. They are not there to torment you. They are there to give you the opportunity to heal. Every person you attract into your life is a mirror, a reflection of something within you that needs attention. And until you stop avoiding the parts of yourself that you've left in the dark, you'll continue to attract the same toxic relationships, the same destructive patterns. But when you look within, when you take responsibility for your own healing, everything shifts. The power to break free from these loops is in your hands. It's in your ability to look beyond the pain and see the opportunity for growth. Every relationship, every challenge, every failure is an invitation to confront what is unhealed inside you and turn it into strength. The choice to heal. Healing isn't a passive experience. It's a choice. It's a decision to stop being the victim of your circumstances, of your wounds, of the people who have hurt you, and instead choose to rise above it. Healing requires that you take full responsibility for your own emotional state, that you stop waiting for someone else to fix you. Stop waiting for the perfect situation to arrive. You are not waiting for healing to happen to you. You are the one who makes it happen. The first step is understanding that your pain is not a punishment. It is not a reflection of your inadequacies or your weaknesses. Your pain is simply a signal, a call to pay attention to what needs to be healed. And once you begin to see your pain for what it is, once you stop seeing it as something to avoid or something to run from, you begin to shift your relationship with it. The moment you stop resisting your pain, you stop giving it power over you. And when you stop resisting, healing begins. You may think that healing requires you to confront everything at once, that it's some grand, overwhelming process. But in reality, healing is incremental. It's the small, courageous steps you take each day to be honest with yourself, to sit with your feelings, to acknowledge your fears, your regrets, your mistakes. Healing is the willingness to be vulnerable with yourself, to face the truths you've avoided for so long. It is a quiet revolution inside you, a gradual dismantling of everything that has kept you small, breaking the cycle. To break free from the emotional loops, you have to stop engaging in the patterns that keep you stuck. You must become aware of them first. What are the triggers? What are the thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors that pull you back into these destructive cycles? What do these people represent in your life? What wounds do they mirror? It's time to face these questions head on. It's time to stop being passive in your own life. It's time to stop being a victim to your emotions and instead become the creator of your reality. When you take responsibility for your feelings, you break free from the control these emotional loops have over you. It won't be easy. In fact, it might be the hardest thing you've ever done. But every single moment you choose to face your pain, to look at your wounds and say, I'm not afraid of you anymore, you take a step toward freedom. And that freedom, that is where your true power lies. When you stop seeking approval, when you stop trying to control others, when you stop chasing love in all the wrong places, you will discover that what you were searching for was never out there. It was always within you. The love, the peace, the self-worth you've been craving, they are already yours, waiting to be unlocked. Releasing the need for control. One of the biggest traps we fall into when we're in emotional loops is the need to control. The need to control people, outcomes, situations, emotions. This need stems from the fear that if we don't control everything, we will be abandoned, overlooked, forgotten. But the truth is, you can't control everything. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more you push away what you want most. Control is the ultimate illusion. It's the belief that you can force things to go your way, that you can manipulate circumstances to fit your desires. But life does not work that way. The more you try to control your relationships, your work, your circumstances, the more you create tension, resistance, and frustration. Healing requires you to release the need for control. It requires you to surrender to life as it unfolds, to trust that everything is happening for your growth, even when it feels chaotic. The moment you stop trying to control, the moment you let go of the need to fix, change, or perfect, is the moment you open yourself up to what's truly meant for you. When you stop controlling, you open yourself to the flow of life. You stop forcing things to happen and allow them to unfold naturally. And in this flow, you begin to see the opportunities, the people, and the experiences that align with your truth. You begin to create the space for the right relationships to come into your life. Not the ones that mirror your wounds, but the ones that mirror your strength and your potential. The power of radical self-acceptance. To truly break free from these loops, you must embrace radical self-acceptance. You have spent so many years looking outside yourself for validation, love, and approval. You've allowed others to define you, to shape your sense of self-worth, and to dictate your happiness. But you are not what others say you are. You are not the labels they place on you. You are not the mistakes you've made or the pain you've suffered. Radical self-acceptance is the ability to embrace yourself completely, every part of you. Your flaws, your strengths, your light, your darkness. When you accept yourself fully, you stop depending on others to give you permission to be who you are. You stop needing anyone else's validation to feel worthy of love, success, and happiness. Self-acceptance is the most powerful form of healing because it releases you from the cycle of seeking external approval. When you stop looking for validation from others, you begin to validate yourself. And that is when true love, unconditional love, can enter your life, becoming the creator of your own story. The loops you've been trapped in are not your destiny. They are merely the result of unhealed wounds. But you have the power to change your story. You have the power to rewrite the narrative of your life. To do this, you must become the creator of your own story, not the victim of your past. You must step into the role of the architect of your own future. You must decide what your life will look like moving forward based on your truth, your values, and your vision. You are not defined by your wounds. You are defined by what you do with them, by how you choose to heal them, by how you choose to transform them into strength. The person you have been is not the person you have to be. You can choose to rise from the ashes of your past and create a life that reflects the depth of who you are and the beauty of your own soul. The moment you decide to heal, you take the first step toward freedom. The moment you stop seeking love, approval, and validation from the outside world, you will unlock the love that has always been within you. And when you embrace your truth, step into your power, and let go of the loops that have kept you stuck, you will see your life shift in ways you never thought possible. You are the creator, you are the healer, and you are more than enough. Now step into your power. The world is waiting for you. You've been searching, trying to piece together the fragments of yourself, trying to understand why you keep finding yourself in the same emotional loops. You've tried to fix, to change, to manipulate the world around you, all while ignoring the one truth that has been standing right in front of you. The key to breaking free has always been inside you. You've carried the weight of unhealed wounds for too long. You've believed the lies that you are incomplete, that you are unworthy, that you need someone else to make you whole. But today, you begin to unravel those lies. You begin to peel back the layers of your past, of your pain, and you discover the truth. You are whole. You are enough. Not because of what anyone else says, but because of who you are, right here, right now. The people you've been drawn to, the narcissist, the victim, the abuser, the distractor, the savior, they were never meant to define you. They were never meant to complete you. They were reflections of your own unhealed wounds, your own fears, your own need for validation, but you don't need them anymore. You are not defined by the toxic relationships you've attracted. You are defined by your strength, your resilience, your ability to rise from the ashes and walk forward with unwavering conviction. Healing isn't a destination, it's a journey. And this journey starts the moment you decide that enough is enough. The moment you choose to release the past, to forgive yourself, to set boundaries, and to step into your power. The moment you decide that you will no longer be a prisoner to your own wounds, you are not the person you once were. You are not the mistakes, the failures, or the heartbreaks. You are the person who has learned to stand tall in the face of it all. You have everything you need to heal, to grow, to become the person you were always meant to be. Your potential is limitless. Your strength is undeniable. And the moment you stop letting fear, self-doubt, and unhealed wounds dictate your life is the moment you begin to live fully, authentically, unapologetically. The world is ready for you to show up as your true self. The world is waiting for your light, and now you step into it. The journey ahead will not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of setbacks. But remember this, the pain you carry is not your enemy. It is the soil from which your power grows. It is the foundation upon which you will build the life you've always dreamed of. The moment you embrace your story, your scars, your truth, you unlock the door to the life you deserve. So stand tall, walk forward with purpose. You are the creator of your reality. You are the one who decides how this story ends, and it ends with you stepping into your greatness. You are whole, you are worthy, you are unstoppable. Now go and show the world exactly who you are. The time to heal is now. The time to rise is now. The time to live your truth is now.